Autophagy is frequently described as a cellular energy conservation mechanism. Cells break down damaged components to recover the building blocks and energy stored within them. What this framing sometimes obscures is that autophagy is itself an energy-demanding process. Building the autophagosomal membrane, maintaining the acidification of lysosomes required for degradation, executing the fusion of autophagosomes with lysosomes, and transporting broken-down materials back into cellular metabolism all require ADP. The cellular cleanup process does not run on the energy it recovers. It requires adequate energy investment to operate at all. This makes the nutrients that support mitochondrial ADP production direct enablers of autophagy function, and thiamine, vitamin B1, is among the most fundamental of these. Thiamine serves as the coenzyme for two of the most critical enzyme complexes in mitochondrial energy metabolism: pyruvate dehydrogenase, which converts pyruvate to acetyl-CoA for entry into the citric acid cycle, and alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, which operates within the cycle itself. Both are choke points in the pathway from dietary carbohydrate to ADP. When thiamine is insufficient, these choke points partially close, mitochondrial energy production falls, and cells operating on reduced ATP output cannot run their housekeeping operations at full capacity. The consequence for autophagy specifically is impaired autophagosome formation, reduced lysosomal acidification. The process requires H+ ADPase pumps that are energetically costly, and incomplete cargo degradation within the lysosome. This makes thiamine deficiency one of the more consequential nutritional gaps for cellular quality control, and the populations most vulnerable to it deserve attention. Chronic heavy alcohol consumption is the most commonly associated risk factor. Alcohol interferes with thiamine absorption, increases metabolic demand for thiamine in the liver, and reduces hepatic thiamine storage. The result in severe cases is Wernicke encephalopathy, a neurological emergency characterized by confusion, ataxia, and ophthalmoplegia, which reflects autophagy-dependent neuron maintenance failing catastrophically under thiamine-deprived conditions. Less severe subclinical thiamine insufficiency, more common than clinical deficiency in certain population segments, may produce fatigue, cognitive fog, and reduced exercise capacity without the dramatic neurological presentation. High-carbohydrate diets create an increased thiamine requirement because glucose metabolism through the same pyruvate dehydrogenase complex consumes thiamine as a cofactor. People eating large amounts of refined carbohydrates without correspondingly high thiamine intake from whole foods are essentially running their energy metabolism at higher demand with potentially marginal supply, a combination that subtly compromises both mitochondrial output and the autophagy that depends on it. Pork is the most concentrated common food source of thiamine at approximately 0.8 milligrams per 3-ounce serving, followed by sunflower seeds, black beans, and trout. Benfotiamine, a fat-soluble synthetic form of thiamine that achieves substantially higher tissue concentrations than water-soluble thiamine hydrochloride, is used in research on diabetic neuropathy and cognitive aging and represents a bioavailability advantage worth considering for supplemental use, particularly for older adults or those with absorption concerns. For most people eating varied whole food diets, thiamine deficiency is not a primary concern. For those in high-risk groups, it is a correctable and often overlooked contributor to the energy deficits that limit effective autophagy maintenance.